Hi, I'm Anna Eaton, Executive Director of the Vacaville Neighborhood Boys and Girls Club. Welcome to the Mass You Live In screening. We're excited because today is the first day that it premieres in Vacaville. We have a lot of helpers helping us. We have a great panelist that is going to come and facilitate a discussion afterwards. But really we're excited because this is an opportunity for us to make a change in our community for our boys and for our girls. You know, because their roles are so limited because of gender stereotypes. So this documentary definitely addresses that and addresses how we can move forward in raising a healthier generation. So we're excited to be here.
My name is Ashanti Branch, founder of the Ever Forward Club. We're here tonight to introduce the Vacaville community to this documentary, the challenges our young men and boys are facing in a world where they're told to step up, be a man, man up, which often makes them feel that they can't deal with the emotions that are really human inside them. And so tonight is an opportunity to just showcase the documentary and begin the questions, because the documentary is not really about all the answers or any answers in particular. It's about, here is the challenges that we're facing, and now we can think about what to do about it. It's time for us to listen to what our youth are saying. It's time for us to look at what's happening to our young men in our communities, in the prison system, in incarceration, and the murder rate of our young men, the suicide rates. It's time for us to look at the details and look at the statistics and begin finding solutions to support our young men. Because our young men are ready. They have the fire burning inside them to do things that are great, but oftentimes they're told to wait till you're 21 or wait till you're too older, and yet the fire is still burning. And so they're finding ways to do it. I heard an old proverb that says, if you don't give them the tools, if you don't give them the opportunity, the young men will burn down the village, right? Just to feel the fire. And so they got the fire burning them, so we got to find ways of channeling their energy towards positive ways.
Hi, my name is Michelle George, and I am one of the ladies responsible for bringing the Mask You Live In to Vacaville, the community of Vacaville. And we felt it was very important to bring this film to our community because in our everyday life, in our families, in our community, we see the struggles that our boys have as it relates to identifying with what you might describe or define as a real man. And this film brings up that dialogue in such a way that it's just so impactful. And what we hope will happen after today is that the curriculum that goes along with the film will be introduced to our school systems to be an aid to help our children as they struggle with their own identity as it relates to the limited stereotypes that our culture and media perpetuate. And that's really what we're trying to accomplish here. My heart just goes out to those kids who are really struggling over their identities. You know, they're fighting against so many different stereotypes, and so they get lost. They don't understand how they as individuals have value. And I really, really hope that this film and the work that we do can reach people on an individual level, find their personal value, and just know that they are important no matter what. They're important, and that's what I really hope.
Teaching me how to throw jabs and punches. I was there that he gave me those 3 words: be a man. Stop with the tears, stop with the emotions. If you're gonna be a man in this world, you better learn how to dominate and control people and circumstances. That was the source of tremendous shame. I left that room with tears coming down my eyes, just feeling I wasn't quite man enough. Football became a tremendous place to hide. You can hide inside that helmet, you can hide behind the roar of the crowd. You get to project this facade, this persona, the epitome of what it means to...
So our final panelist was featured in the film, in the documentary. We're so proud to have him here. He's a big advocate for youth. He's the principal, assistant principal at an Oakland school. His name is Ashanti Branch. Woo!
Thank you. Come over here. Yeah. All right, so thank you for being here. I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate your attention. And so I know there may be a lot of questions, so what I'm gonna do is quickly, I'm gonna let these three young men tell you what the toughest thing is about being a young man. So we're from Oakland, and so these young men, Kristian just went on his first trip with the Ever Forward Club. That's my program, the Ever Forward Club. Amir, he's also middle school. He's a 8th grader, 7th grader. Amir went on a college trip with us also, his first college trip with us. It was a 5-day college trip to Southern California. And Rufus right here, he's new to our program. He's still kind of deciding whether he wants in. He's still making a decision, right? So he's on the spot right now. So they're going to tell you one sentence about what's the biggest challenge it is being a young man today.
Not being able to cry, you know, when you really want to in front of your friends. And, you know, that's really hard, especially living in Oakland. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Kristian, and the hardest part of me being a young man is sometimes when I'm at school, I get talked about, and it's hard for me to suck it in every time I have to deal with it every day.
Being around certain people that I hang out with, it's like hard because like if you do something that they about to do and then like you don't want to do it, they'll probably talk about you. And then like if you hanging outside of school with them when you're not up in school, they gonna bring you back to the school so where everybody can find out that you didn't do nothing, and then they'll just basically like call you a sucker or something. Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you. Exposing some things that you may not know. Like the young men in the room and the men in the room know. Like you've experienced it, you know it. The parents, you may not know. Like your parents, you may have been guilty of telling your son, be a man, suck it up. Not shaming you around that. But it's a thing that is said, I heard in the grocery store the other day, and so badly I want to say to his mother, do you know what you're doing to him? Like, if I tell you don't cry, if I tell you that human emotion that you feel, you can't feel, then I'm telling you to pretend that you're not who you are. I'm telling you that the crying makes you look weak, because we have told our young men that being weak, being soft, crying, being scared is not okay. And so the reason our jails are 90% full of men, it's not because all men are bad, it's because men have been programmed to believing that we have to act a certain way. You saw the prisoners. They're in jail for life. Juveniles. That means they went to jail as teenagers for life. And they're telling you what's going on. And so it's up to you, parents, teachers, community members, police, educators, to say, you know what? We are going to begin shifting. It's not going to be automatic. You're going to hear it tomorrow. You're going to see it acted out tomorrow. But so many of our young men are walking around with their earphones plugged in, checked out to the world like zombies. They call it zombing out, right? Some of them do it with drugs, they do it with alcohol. Some of them just do it with some music that just blast their eardrums out. And you wonder what's wrong with him. Mothers, you're probably used to your sons coming and tell you everything about school, and now they don't tell you nothing. See, it's because the stuff that they're really dealing with, they don't know how you're going to handle it. Because you're going to flip off the handle when they're telling you that they're dealing with some stuff that you don't feel comfortable out hearing. Maybe not, but it's going on. And so I'm going to stop because I know there's so many questions and I can talk forever. But this is my work. I'm a vice principal because that's my job. But my work working with our young men is what my passion is about. Our communities are in need. Our young men are in need. And if we don't do something soon, if we don't do something quick, we're going to continue burying more of them, arresting more of them, viewing their bodies, because they are checking out, folks. Men in the room, you may not remember when you were 12. I don't know if you do. I remember very well. I remember very well Calvin Simmons Middle School. Hated it. Hated it. many stories that go along with the hating of it. I hated my house. I hated where I lived. I hated that I had no choice of being poor. I had no choice of what clothes I was wearing. No one gave me a choice. No one in the womb gave me a checklist and said, hey, do you want your father to die before you're born or after you're born? I didn't get a choice. I showed up, he was already dead. Grandfather, dead right before him. I'm talking about we have communities that are hurting. And we continue to believe that as these nuclear families, our parents can do all the work. It's not supposed to be all your job. There's supposed to be other people in the picture helping to raise our youth. And if we continue trying to do it ourselves, if we continue playing that game, we're going to continue with the results we're getting. And so I don't know where you find yourself today, but I hope you find yourself ready to make something happen. I hope you're ready to find yourself ready to make your community better. And so I'm glad to be here. And so the questions today are from you. You may have questions for the educators, for the officers, for the youth, for the professionals who are doing parent workshops. I don't know who you have questions for. And we're going to have a few time for question and answer, but afterwards, you feel free to come on down and talk to some of us. And we look forward to that. And so the last thing I want to tell you, I'm going to give you one plug about Ever Forward. We have a big community event called the 24-Hour Relay Challenge. Like 11 years ago, I told students, look, I want you to do some community service. And they were like, well, I'm not in trouble. Because in their mind, they thought you do community service when you get in trouble. And I was like, that's ridiculous, right? So I had to trick them, right? So we have the 24-hour relay challenge where they commit to this challenge, walking and running for 24 hours on a team of 10. It's going to happen in Oakland, California. There are flyers outside. Check it out on the internet. I don't want to talk too much more about it, but we would love to have you as a visitor, as a participant. Team students, get your teams together, get a team of 10. Don't even worry about the registration fee. Just plan to come, contact me. I'll take care of your registration fee. But anyway, we'll open to question and answer.
I just got this opportunity. I have a teacher who introduced this to, and I was just wondering, like, are you bringing this awareness to the colleges for people who are majoring in human services and psychology and possible, teachers that are going to be teaching the youth? I just felt like this was a really great opportunity of awareness, and I got a lot from it. And so I just know my teacher brought it in, but it's not something I heard through. I am taking other human service classes, but this only one class that I heard this event.
I want to take a quick stab at one thing on this. The city of Vacaville is an example. Employs in times up to 15, 18 college interns from Sac State and from San Francisco region to teach. It's the networking where when they're in our program connected to these programs, connected to the programs in the area, that's how you assimilate information where it grows at the grassroots. Right. So that's the kind of thing that you don't know what's going to spawn from these things tonight.
My answer to that would be, we need you to go tell the professor
Yes.
to watch the trailer
Yes.
and get it at your college.
Yes.
Like that's what we need. And once your college has it, they have it for some fancy legal word forever, basically,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So get them to order it, and then anybody on the college campus can do screenings for whatever department. But we need you to tell them, because if they haven't seen it yet, the trailer has 4.5 million hits. So that person hasn't seen it yet. So can you pass in the trailer?
Tag
and
your
then they will
in.
get it.
Tag
It's called the
your in.
Representation Project, and you can get all the information on there. So that's what we need. We need everybody who knows somebody to pass it to somebody, and that's how it becomes a movement. And we're going to make a movement here.
That's right.
Yeah.
And right here in the pink.
Hi, I just wanted to comment as a program manager for Big Brother Big Sisters in Solano and working with Boys and Girls Club. And I've done this for 8 years, and there's always a disproportionate amount of boys on the wait list. And I wanted to speak to the parents' comment and hear her frustration about, I'm doing this alone, I need males. So is there going to be a concentrated effort to market it to those coaches who didn't show up today, to the male population, so they can see the need and how easy it is to mentor a youth, one-on-one, whatever it takes. So is there going to be a marketing concentrated strategy towards males? Because that truly is the missing piece. We have a huge marquee sign on I-80. It says 800 little brothers are waiting, and that's covering the whole Bay Area. But I think we're not doing the right job because we're not getting enough men who see the need.
I think it's a great point. I think one of the challenges, I want to speak to my experience in this work for 11 years. One of the challenges I see is what you see in the film. Is that if you're not aware that you're carrying those shadows, that you're perpetuating the same stuff, you may not recognize that there's a need to reach back and help others. So what we need is, like, I think what you're saying is great. This documentary just came out in January at Sundance. So it's now beginning to distribute around. So what we need more men to see the film. But if you put up signs everywhere, if they're not aware that they need to take off a mask, most men don't even know they're wearing a mask. Like, because we're programmed to get up and put the mask on every day when we go and walk to work, when we walk to the store, when we walk where we have to put the mask on. So I agree. There's a need to find the men, and we're looking for them. So if you know a man who's a good man,
Yes.
like, send him to us, send him to the district, send him to the website. Like, well, however you want to do it. But
Do both. Do both.
But it's all about sharing the love, right? So if you find a group of men that is ready to do some work, we're ready, absolutely, we're ready.
Everybody wants to come over. My son is very different than I am. He looks like me, but he doesn't act like me. I'm from Oakland. He's from Medina. And, you know, I may be a little more overbearing, you know, more in his face. I want to know, how are you feeling? What are you doing? And he's like, stop. So the kids that come to my house, there's kind of like a disconnect between, I guess, the elite and the kids who just want, you know, someone to talk to, someone who can, you know, try to come down, you know, to their size, not their level, but to their size, and just, you know, hear them and connect with them. And I used to work in administration for the school district as well. And it's been very frustrating to get them to hear that this is real. You know, our kids need someone to understand that they are real. So what would you suggest be a good approach as to at least opening a door once again to get these folks to realize that, you know, these kids are our little people that needs us to hear them.
Yes.
I hear you. And in Vacaville, we'll be doing a parent focus group, and this will be one of the topics for sure. And also foster youth focus groups, so don't leave here without giving me information, okay? So that it's going to be partnering with the school district and working on stakeholders are the key, and that's kind of the new wave with funding and planning in school districts. And so hearing your voices and being a part of those focus groups will be key.
And I'll add to that, I'm going to speak to Vacaville real quick as an example, but I would say no matter where you're from, you're going to find that the communities are outreaching. It's just knowing how to connect to them. Because the Youth Roundtable was sanctioned by City Council. And so those very things are occurring. Everyone's trying to say, well, how can I do my part? It's not one machine, an organization like a city or a government that's making it happen. Government's coming together and saying, please come alongside us and help us make it happen, and we'll just provide some resources and the conduit to make that happen. To your point, Benicia Unified is right here. I don't know if you're Oakland or Benicia, but you guys need to connect.
Right.
Yeah, I'm actually a school psychologist in Benicia.
So here's the connection
Kelly
right
Weiner. And I wanted to say, most school districts have this, but they have a wellness committee. And we just restarted it last year. And under that is a subcommittee, which is emotional health and well-being. And our charge is, you know, bringing efforts like this into our town. And I invite you, give me your contact information afterwards, because I want you to join us. We're in desperate need.
I'm Caleb Gladen, and I just watched the Mass You Live In movie, and it was truthful in the aspect of boys are told all the time that you have to be masculine or else you're nothing, and you're excluded from everything else. And it's like, why think that? Think the opposite. when you're a man, you're not a man because of how strong you are or how tough you are. You're a man because you can actually open up about your feelings and you can actually tell people what you're feeling in the moment. And that's a quality that actually makes you a man, not the quality where, I'm going out to a party and I'm gonna get drunk and everything else, and that's what makes me a man, because I'm tough and I'm gonna speak like a man and I'm gonna act like a man. The only true physical aspect of you being a man is being able to say, here's what I'm feeling right now, and I'm gonna tell you about it. If you like it, good. If you don't, okay. And that's honestly what takes being a man more than anything else.
Hi, my name's Anna, and I am 16. So today I watched the documentary. I thought it was very powerful. It did hit me in some parts. I think it's really good. I think we should get it out to schools. And now my point of view for guys is way different than it was for girls. I think it's important for people to see this documentary because that way they're gonna get to see another point of view, not only from them that are guys, but other people are gonna be able to see and respect them on how they feel now, and we're gonna be able to connect to them more. And yeah.
Hi, my name is Dr. Beth Hulbert. I'm America's Teenologist, and this was an amazing film that every single person on this planet needs to hear about. This is about what this is going to do for the community. Is it's going to bring the softness to the men and stop the violence. And it starts with a man knowing that they can have empathy, they can have softness, and they get to have touch and love. And when you don't get to have that, it comes out in violence and rage and anger and hurt and pain. So anything that we can do to create an environment, both in our churches, in our schools, in our homes, that give men permission to feel, is going to soften them and make them better husbands, make them better fathers, and make them better men on the planet.
Okay, my name is Susan Schwartz, and we just screened The Mask You Live In here in Solano County. The event was an amazing success. Ashanti Branch, who is featured in the film, was here. We did a question and answer afterwards, and our goal is to bring the curriculum into all of our schools. So the curriculum for The Mask You Live In starts from kindergarten, and it goes all the way up through high school and even at the college level. We had an amazing response. We did do comment sheets, and most all the comments are very positive, and people are very excited. It was time to start the conversation, and that's what we did. Next, actually, we were going to screen Misrepresentation again. That was a documentary about women and how they're exploited in the media and how we're going to prevent that. So that will be screened here at Brendan in September.